we'll kick off for our first one. So welcome everyone, thank you for joining. As I just said, this is the first Umbrella CSP monthly partner update. We will be holding these on the first Wednesday of the month at 4 p.m, so feel free to share this invite with others in your organisation as well. So as part of the Umbrella CSP reseller program, we have an ecosystem of the best Microsoft partners in New Zealand. Our goal is to make this as value added as possible for you guys. And we understand that all of our time is scarce, and we do really appreciate you taking the time to join us and be an active part of our ecosystem. Please note, as I said, this will be recorded, but we will also be making this available to you. So if you either cannot make it on the day, or if you've got other people that you want to share it with, please feel free to share that on. So we will get that to you. So for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Nadia Phillips, and I'm the Partner Sales and Marketing Operations Manager. So I'm the partner lead here for Umbrella. So we want to make sure that we keep to time today, and we also want to give you as much value as possible. So we have various Umbrella team members that are going to jump in and help me out. And we're also going to be covering the quick CSP update. We've got an Umbrellar Connect update. I'm going to be talking about some funding with Microsoft, the Cloud Enablement Desk. Alex will be jumping in with the My CSP feature updates, and then we'll end it with what our next events are and also our team details. So we will be staying quite relatively high level as well, just to make the most of the time that we have available. And hopefully we should be able to give you back a little bit of time at the end here at the end of your day. If we do share something that you would like to know more about or dig deeper into, please reach out to the team. And I will, as I said, share those details at the end. And also your feedback or suggestions on what you would find valuable in these sessions is always greatly received. So to kick it off, let's start with the CSP update. So for this first session, I wanted to recap on the CSP program and as a reminder of the benefits and the partner motion that it enables. So Umbrella is one of actually only a small handful worldwide with both the direct and indirect status with Microsoft. And this puts us in a position to be able to provide, distribute and manage cloud solutions built on the Microsoft cloud, and has enabled us to really build an ecosystem of the best partners in New Zealand to co-sell and grow with. It enables us to provide you with more cut through via the Microsoft expertise, build with programs, and in market with Umbrellar Connect, which is our media platform built to give our partners greater exposure. I wanted to touch on, while there are many transactional benefits of signing up to the CSP reseller program, you'll see, and you'll see many of those on the slide. I'm not going to go through each one of those. Our industry's really going through growth and transformation of revenue models, and that, you know, moving to those repeatable products, the annuity revenue, and this really is at hyperscale. The businesses that are moving to this model are seeing real benefit, and they are seeing massive scale with that. But there's still many partners struggling with the actual how to get that cut through. So how do we actually procure those licenses and get the ACR in the accounts where this hasn't traditionally been their business? And this is a mindset that we really want to be able to change. And as Umbrella, we really want to be able to support you with that. The problem with the traditional thinking around transacting licenses and ACR, so that's that whole, but this isn't what we do, is you're essentially leaving annuity revenue on the table. Well, actually, you're handing it over to someone else's table. The workload that you're creating in a customer's tenancy is creating some level of licensing, usage or ACR, and while you do the services work, someone else is sitting back and getting the annuity revenue for it. Best case scenario, that's another partner within our ecosystem. But essentially, someone else is getting that revenue without actually really lifting a finger for it and kind of just thanking you along the way. The beauty of CSP is it's a multi-partner motion. So multiple partners are to be recognised across the customer. You're not precluded from billing the customers for the work that you do across all workloads and license types. And the best practice is for the partner doing the workloads that they specialize in, also look after that workload license and cloud for that area to ensure the customer is getting the best bang for buck. So this is possible, as you can have multiple CSP subscriptions within a tenancy. As you can imagine, this could get really, really technical. And even though I have just passed Azure Fundamentals, that's definitely not going to even scratch the surface. I'm going to leave that for the engineering team to deal with. But please reach out if you want to discuss this or any other CSP benefits that you might see on the slide. As a reseller, you're able to tap into all of these. So myself and the team are here to help no matter what stage you're at. Additional to those CSP reselling benefits, the umbrella model is around business strategy and really leveraging those assets to enable us all to grow. So we're here to support your go-to-market strategy. We're here to help drive your business with our extensive cloud ecosystem. So Rachel will be covering shortly the Umbrellar Connect story, but I really encourage you to take advantage of your position as a partner on Connect. So this is a vehicle to be able to amplify you as thought leaders in your area of expertise. So we want you to showcase your business. We want you to showcase your events, your product offers, generate traffic and leads back to your website via those options. Also, I've spoken to many of you around Microsoft funding, and I'll also be covering this as well. So if there's anything on here around Connect, funding, events, material, please again reach out to us. This is all areas that we as Umbrella can actually support you on and help you with. Sorry, just getting to the next slide. But what is so close to my heart, and it's really at the center of what I do, and that's our build with approach with our partners. So we understand that you're all on different levels of CSP maturity. So you have Microsoft maturity, you've got your product and specialization maturity. This start, grow, optimize, build with approach that we have is our journey of how we lean on each other to get further down that maturity curve. So we have various metrics. Essentially, all partners will sit in one of these three buckets. I will actually be sending out a form in the next couple of weeks, which I'm going to ask you really, really nicely. Can you please fill in or update the details that we have currently for your business? And that's so that we can actually assess where you are and make sure that we have aligned you in the right buckets. It gives us a view of where you're at and what your roadmap looks like. So where your gaps are, where are you needing support? So whether it be Microsoft programs or like, let's face it, when I start talking about OCP, GTM, IP co-sell, ready, prioritize, ASO, ESIF, I'm about to talk about CED and PTS. It's a confusing world if you don't understand the Microsoft speak and everything else. And that's where if we can actually put you into the right bucket, we can really help to actually move you down this maturity curve. And then it may be that you already have that Microsoft maturity, but you're needing us to go deep around marketing and leveraging assets to co-sell, build pipeline or close pipeline. So you might be in that optimized stage. So again, if you want to discuss any of this further with us, this is a major part of our partner program, is our build with approach. So if you want to speak about, talk to me about this, as my whole team are aware, I'm very happy to talk about it. And also, if you can keep an eye out for the form, I'd really appreciate it if you could get that back to me once that's out. I am now going to hand over to Rachel Hadlow, who's going to talk about Umbrellar Connect.
Cool. Hi guys, thanks Nadia. So yeah, Umbrellar Connect, you will have seen it. We've been live now for about 3 months on the site, and we have had a few pieces of content go up, created in collaboration with you guys. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit more, I guess, around the opportunities there are within Connect and how to make sure you're getting in and making the most of them. For the month of September, our theme for partner content will be modern workplace. So you'll be hearing from us as we look to create content with you, from thought leadership pieces to customer case studies to potentially podcasts and the likes. Nadia, you want to hit the next slide, maybe? Okay, yeah. And the opportunities there are and what things you can be showcasing there. So at the end of every story we're creating, we're wanting to make sure there's a call to action for the readers so they can learn more about you and what you do, and there's that second action for them to take. So whether that is another article they can go through to read, a webinar, an event of some kind, or even a video, explainer style video that we can push them towards, so they're getting that next piece of information so they can then engage with you, hopefully through the lead forms on site. That's really the goal that we're wanting to sort of aim for as we're sort of advancing our model here with Umbrellar Connect. And if you go next again. So this is really where the opportunity lies. This is our database and the users that we've got, the eyeballs that we've got looking at our content online and on social, and also through our database and the weekly newsletter that goes out on a Wednesday. I hope you guys will receive the one that went this morning. So yeah, in our database, we've got 75,000 plus, and that's who our weekly EDM goes out to. The content that we're talking about creating is what gets featured in this newsletter that goes out to our database. The social audience is where we amplify all content that gets shared on Connect just through our RSS feed, and then so everything's firing through to social. We've got a Tina Moore, who's a social specialist, and she is posting all of that as paid and organic, so it's going out in both formats, so you're getting maximum reach of every piece of content that is loaded to Connect. The website visits, so this, we've only been around for a couple months, but we're already getting really great visits and time on site, and just looking to increase this month on month as we go. So in our next meeting, we'll probably hopefully have more to share with you on performance and that side of things. We go next again. Cool. So this is just a little bit more into our audience. So really getting in front of the business decision makers and that C-suite level who can actually make changes within their business and yeah, make a difference. So go next. And so these are the different pillars or areas that we want to populate with your content, your events, your stories. So we have the event listings. We can put through any event that you've got coming up. The important part of that is you need to let us know what you have coming up and send through those details. So reach out to myself or Nadia, and we can put those in. Really, all we need is a registration link and a little bit of info about it, and we can sort the rest. Also, offers. So any offers or promos that you're running for the month, or even if it's just a on-standing offer that you have, we would like to include that as well and amplify that for you. And then your profile, this is where you can put your best foot forward. All your offers and listings and content will drop into your profile, so you'll see if you've got stories up already, you'll see them underneath your blurb, your company blurb, and then if you've only got one or two or none, then you're not going to have anything on your profile. So really wanting to beef up your profiles and with as much useful information as possible. So if you've got any questions about any of these three, just sing out, and happy to help. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Rachel.
Cool.
So I am going to do a quick update now around some of the Microsoft funding, which I know is dear to all of our hearts, but it can be so confusing at times. And so what we've got here is trying to simplify that down a little bit for you guys, is an idea of how to think when you're actually starting to get into these custom opportunities. So with Microsoft funding, and I've had this conversation with a few of you, but with Microsoft funding, you're not going to get rich off the funding, and that's not the idea of it. The idea of the funding is to actually move your pipeline along to actually close the deal. So in the past, there's been funding around marketing where they've actually wanted to create the pipeline. So it's been more around the campaigns to actually create that pipeline. Whereas really where it sits now is when you've actually got a customer, you've got opportunities, and you're really wanting to close those opportunities. And it's using the funding through different workshops or solution assessments or proof of concepts to actually close those opportunities. And so what this diagram does is it essentially shows you the different levels of where they sit, and then where your customer might be in each of those start points. So for example, you can see right at the start, you've got your inner day workshops or your innovation workshops. These are really where the workload still needs to be defined. So at each of these points, this is a one to few or a one to many. But really, you'd have an idea of the customers that you're actually wanting to put into that. You'd understand your workloads, but they're not sure what that workload is. They need to define that, and they want a bit of an introduction to it. And this is really that pre-sales very envisioning. If your customer is at that point, then you can have a chat with us, and we can basically slot them into there. We could look at what we can do within those inner days. If your customer's at that next stage where they actually need to determine the business value, they already know what workload they want, it's already defined, but actually they need determining on where that business value is. It's that discovery or that project prioritization. And this is where the funding can come in around solution assessments or channel incentives. So think about this as being, say, a 2-day workshop, something like that. So you're looking at around about $3K US for a solution assessment. And so again, it's a 50-50. So Microsoft aren't going to be throwing money at you. It is a case of, we'll put up what they recommend would be 50% of doing that 2-day workshop, for example, and you would be putting in your 50%, which would essentially be your time. So you don't have to put cash in, you can put your time in, which is actually running that workshop. They also don't fund for the post and the pre assessment work that you would actually put in. So if you've got a customer that you're actually sitting there and you're thinking they want to go through that discovery or that project prioritization, we can look at those solution assessments. And I've got a slide after this which actually shows you exactly where those solution assessments sit for each of the workloads as well for FY21. And obviously these are the sorts of things that we can actually talk more in depth with you about. So the second stage of the funding is you've got those solution assessments. You do that, and then from that, so you run a solution assessment, and then from that you actually can come out of it where you might have an opportunity out of it that you want to do a proof of concept for. Now this diagram shows 3 sitting there. You might have 1 proof of concept come out of it. You might have 5 proof of concepts come out of it. But essentially what Microsoft will do is to actually give you funding towards each one of those proof of concepts. So in this example, you would get $3,000 for the solution assessment. You could then potentially get another $7,000 for each one of those proof of concepts. So that's actually $21,000 worth of funding for each one of those. The next step from that is that once you've done a proof of concept, you should have an idea of what the Azure would be within a 12-month period. This is then where the ESIF, the AMP, the Azure Fast Track comes in, because essentially if you can say this is what it's going to be in 12 months, then Microsoft will come in and they can look at funding 10% of what that Azure is going to be in 12 months. So there are definitely there's prerequisites. So this is where the being in the catalog, being co-sell ready, being prioritized. There are prerequisites for all of these different stages. Umbrella, we are ASO Migrate, so we can actually also help you with our status under ASO Migrate. This is where we can actually help you with the Microsoft world and saying, let's get your solutions into the catalog, let's get them co-sell ready, let's get them prioritized, let's get you so that you've got ASO Migrate or ASO Innovate. But if you can think about your customers and think about where they're at and whether you're actually got a customer who just need some type of discovery work, or they need a proof of concept, or actually we want to do a one to few to actually try and build some pipeline around actually promoting our workload, then we can actually look and see how we can move that along or close those. And the other nice thing is that there is the ASO desk that is actually with Suzette and the team that's based here in New Zealand. Is their job is to also help you through this. So if you actually come in with a customer and do an inner day or do a solution assessment, they will then actually help move you through into that next stage with the proof of concepts. And if you do that proof of concept, they will then also suggest that movement into doing that ESIF or doing getting the Azure Fast Track team aligned. So if we can if you've got any customers that you're thinking, oh, this could be an opportunity, I wonder where we could get some help here. I had one the other day where they were really keen to have there was an opportunity, they knew what they wanted, the workload was defined, but there was some issues around the discovery part of it. And that was a perfect opportunity for us to actually be able to say, hey, look, we could actually get some funding and actually come in and do that discovery for you, and it's actually funded. And that customer was really happy. So if we can help at all with that funding journey, get in touch with us. The best way to do that is that if we can actually so you get in touch with us, and that's that co-sell motion. So that's where we can actually help move you through that, move you through the track. If we need to, we can pull in other partners. So we've got lots and lots of different avenues that we can go down, and there's lots and lots of different buckets that we can of funding that we can actually tap into. Yes, there are prerequisites for them. Yes, you do have to do proof of executions for them. For some of the solution assessments, etc., there are statement of works. There are some of them, it's very defined workshops. But the best thing that we can do is actually there's tracks we can go down, and we can look at what your business is doing, what track, what part of the taxonomy you sit at, and what solution assessments or what workshops actually suit your track against that taxonomy. So again, if you have any questions around this, please definitely let me know, and we can move forward. We can introduce you to the right people at Microsoft, and we can also look at setting up one-on-one presentations with the ASO desk as well with your team. So let me know if there's anything further that you'd like to know on that. This is actually just a breakdown of those solution assessments. So in that second bit there, the solution assessments channel incentives, this is actually how Microsoft break those down in each one of the workloads. So you've got your Azure, you've got your modern workplace, and you've got your business apps. So you might already be looking at that and thinking, oh, that's what I do. I was talking to one of the partners the other day, and they said, oh, hey, look, we're Dynamics, and we really like this Power Apps, or they're doing some Power Apps stuff. And I was like, well, there's one right there that you can be looking at. So you can look at what you're doing, where you sit with the Microsoft taxonomy, and then we can actually work with you on that and see how we can actually engage you. And the idea is always with this is to actually close that pipeline, close those opportunities. So it's a win-win for all of us. I also just wanted to bring up the Cloud Enablement Desk as well. And this is a service which Microsoft offer and which we can actually nominate you for. So the Cloud Enablement Desk, you can self-nominate yourself through their website, but the best way of actually getting that nomination as well is that we can actually nominate you to Microsoft, and Microsoft do an internal nomination through. This is available for all of our partners, or Microsoft partners, and depending on whether you're gold or whether you're silver, depends on sometimes the level of what you can get or how many hours. But this Cloud Enablement Desk is basically it's a one-to-one service with a one-to-one engagement with a Microsoft specialist. And what they do is they will actually talk to you as a partner, and they will say, whereabouts are you in your Microsoft journey? There are all these different areas that we can help with. So I'm talking about competencies, I'm talking about the catalog. So you've all heard of you would have heard of the OCP GTM catalog, which is the co-sell ready catalog. You would have heard of AppSource, which is the external marketplace. You've got Azure Marketplace. So they can actually help and identify your solutions, and then they can actually help fast track getting those into those catalogs. If you've got competencies that you want to get, they will help get you those into those competency tracks. They can also help growing right through into the co-sell. So there's a whole program. It's 9 sessions on that. And we've got some partners that are going through this at the moment and are finding it really, really, really beneficial to them to essentially get through those Microsoft hoops so that they can actually start really benefiting with the go-to-market and with the co-sell within the Microsoft world. So again, if this is something which you think I need to engage with Microsoft, I want to get in and tick some of these boxes off, come through to us, let us know. We can look at nominating you actually to get this, and then basically the Microsoft team, you get a one-on-one engagement and they'll run with it. I also just wanted to bring up that these are just examples of 3 events that are coming up. Azure Fundamentals training has actually been announced, I think it was 2 days ago. It is a New Zealand only one, because as you know, there's lots of these Azure Fundamental trainings that are going on. They're online and you get a free exam voucher with it. They've actually released one, and this is New Zealand only, because sometimes they can be a little bit hard to get into. So and also you've got there was the Azure Sprint, the Modern Data Warehouse and Synapse. You've got the DevOps and GitHub. These are both with the Aware Group, and I know the Aware Group boys are online, so hi guys. So these are examples of some of the training, some of the events that Microsoft are doing. I do recommend that if you are not, that you jump on the Microsoft Partner Hub, that you register for getting the emails, for getting through when these trainings are. Microsoft Learn is an absolutely great hub of information. You can actually, and the other thing that you might not realize is that within Microsoft, when you do the Microsoft Learn, or when someone in your organization is doing things in Microsoft Learn, it actually gets ticked against your dashboard. So although they always talk about obviously ACR in Microsoft, and they talk about licensing in Microsoft, the next thing is actually Microsoft Learn. And so you will find that all of the Microsoft team are actually have the prerequisites that they do Microsoft Learn every week. And it is something which shows up in your dashboard along with your competencies. So your competencies and your training, so the guys that you've got certified, but Microsoft Learn also actually ticks the boxes in there as well. So it's just a good little trick there to be seen within that Microsoft world as well. So I am now going to jump over to Alex, who is going to give you a CSP portal update.
Hey guys, it's a pleasure to see you all on this call, and hopefully you will still be here after I finish my presentation. So my name is Alex Vasan, and I'm Cloud Product Team Manager here at Umbrella. And for the last 2 years, my team and I have been working on something you know as Umbrella Cloud Portal, and our main goal has always been to provide you with simple and quick way of serving your customer needs and empowering you to do more. So today I'm going to be talking about features we recently released and about some exciting things at the end. So I know you have a lot of questions about our procurement platform, and I'm here obviously to address some of those questions. So firstly, let's talk about performance a little bit. So it's mission critical for those who spend time provisioning subscriptions and licenses on behalf of the customer through our portal actually to understand our performance is top notch. So for the last 2 months, we have been working on major improvement on our platform. And as a result of that, we receive significant performance and stability increase. So our portal is 3 times quicker than it used to be and much more stable. And I know some of you guys already noticed these improvements, and we will continue working on those basic things. So the feature you see on the screen is the What's New feature, which after pretty much performance and stability, we decided to move to something even more exciting. So our main focus from now on will be on communication improvement, and as a result of these initiatives, you can see obviously those webinars in your diary, and also we're going to work on a mechanism to deliver you news and information when you need it most, pretty much on the portal. So we recently deployed and growing some cool feature, which I'm really proud of, and this feature actually allows you to save Microsoft announcement and spend less time searching for answers when you actually need them. So this feature will provide you information about what's changed in Microsoft world, what's changed in Umbrella world, what is going on, what new products are available, and other exciting things like that. So we are trying to just pretty much craft all this information for you by just taking this information from multiple Microsoft articles and websites and CSP updates, and just pointing this information to that What's New section, so you can easily find that. Another one we recently developed, next slide please, is the portal tour, which simple but powerful feature to talk about, to guide you and to receive the help actually when you need it. So integrated guided tours and help icons to each part of our Umbrella Cloud portal, and it's an amazing way to familiarize yourself with the functionality we provide. from the boring things to the more exciting things. So let's discuss trials. So Microsoft Trials offers have been available for CSP for a long time, and actually it's a huge effort from Microsoft to finally make this available for CSP partners. So variety of products are available from Microsoft Office 365, E3 and E5 to Dynamics, and what makes those trials so attractive in CSP is actually ability to have these trials offers available for these customers who already consume products directly from Microsoft. So it's actually a great opportunity for you to start communication with your customers about migration of Office 365 products or Microsoft 365 products if your customers have any, or just to pretty much encourage them to start using these workflows and these licenses, because Microsoft is going to provide you 25 seats for free for 1 month, and it's actually a good time to start. Is roles-based access we recently developed. So this came as a result of us asking ourselves one simple question: what we can do to eliminate security risks before the risks become an issue. So we deployed that feature, and this feature actually allows you guys to configure access level for each of users you have. So you can specify specific level of access each user will be having and what they can and cannot do. So this one is our first version of role-based access, and in near future you will be seeing much more abilities to that feature and more information about security. So when we speak about improvements, we actually are trying to improve our automated portal in every direction. So security obviously being one of them, and performance being another one, but third one being billing automation. So speaking about the billing automation, together with one of our partners, we actually built and deployed a feature which saves 70% of time of these companies who actually sell a lot of licenses. And this feature called Order History. So all order history page allows you to see something kind of audit log. What's happening with your subscriptions? So how many subscriptions you sell, how many subscriptions were upgraded, how many subscriptions were downgraded. So it actually gives you really nice comprehensive view of what is going on in your tenancy, in your Microsoft space. So these simple files gives you pretty much ability to align your billing system with our commerce platform. And this file is actually the first step for us to create and deliver for you a public API, which is going to happen quite soon. So all these features and changes we have been working on for the last 2 months actually highlighted to us one critical thing, and what we actually can be doing better. So for the long time we were building a platform and we were answering a feature request without much context on how these can actually help our customers. And for the last 2 months, when we started talking about all these features and started talking more to the partners, we actually realized it's a massive potential and fundamental shift from the product to solution we are going to provide in near future. So we're changing our mentality from product to customer-centric approach. And our main goal will be to provide you a pen reliefs and game creators. So technically, in the near future, we'll be working on a really exciting things, which will allow you to simplify a lot of functionality and a lot of things you're actually working on at this stage manually and doing manually. So we are going to provide you self-service portal, which your customers actually can use. So you can specify which of those 100,000 SKUs of licenses and 100,000 SKUs in Azure you would like to sell to customers. You will be able to specify custom prices. We will provide you public API. We'll provide you live dashboards about your business performance, how many licenses you sold, how it's affecting your customers, what the expected churn rate, and all of these kind of smartness, and we'll provide you really nice billing automation. So We are stepping on a track of changing from procurement platform to the customer-centric solution in the next 6 months, and I will talk more about this in our next session in October. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex. So really, we are going to be able to give you guys back a little bit of time. We've got our last section here, which is actually on partner events, and this is sort of the fun section, I guess. So we've got coming up, hopefully you've all received in your inbox the invite for the Digital Changemaker Partner CXO series. So what we've done is we're trying to connect the ecosystem together in a way that we've got a fortnightly partner newsletter. So the first one of these will be going out on Friday. So you'll receive that in your inbox on Friday. This is a run-up of all the latest news, the updates, events, special mentions. There'll be a partner in Spotlight, or a Microsoft person, or something of interest in Spotlight that's going to be of value to you as the ecosystem. There'll be some events, what events we've got coming up. There'll be some local news, things like that. We're then having this monthly partner update, which is your virtual connection. So this is done via Teams, and this allows everyone throughout the ecosystem to basically get together. We would love your feedback. We'd love to have if there's something in particular that you think that would be worth sharing, but also if you've got any questions or would like anyone else from your organization to come along, please let us know. And then obviously we've got the quarterly in-person event. So that in-person event is on the 24th of September, and it is in Auckland. We did have to push this out because of COVID, and so we have pushed this out. We do have Enlightened Designs as our partner in Spotlight as Microsoft Partner of the Year this year. So I'm looking forward to having a chat with Damon on the night there with you guys and learning about what's behind that partner win and what they have in that roadmap going forward. But that is on the 24th of September, 5 o'clock onwards at Ponsonby. So we would love it if as many partners as possible can come along to that. The idea of that is really to get you guys together and to be networking and building those relationships for that co-sell opportunity. So it's about leveraging each other's specialties, each other's workloads, what you're all good in, to be able to create better solutions together within our ecosystem for our customers. So hopefully that should keep you guys up to date enough. Obviously, if there's anything that you want to know, or if you haven't received an invitation, or if you haven't received your newsletter, please also let us know, so that we can make sure that we get that sorted. I saw that there were a couple of comments about people not getting the Connect newsletter, which goes out on a Wednesday, and I think the team will look into that as well. So we are here when you need us. This is your team supporting the CSP success. So there's myself, you've got Alex, who you've heard from. Ross is on the call as well. He's our strategic account manager for those umbrella accounts that are managed. We've got Rachel, who's our Connect digital lead, and Ian is part of our cloud success team. You may also hear from some of our other team in cloud success as well. So if you do need any of us, reach out. I've got our details on here as well with our phone numbers, email addresses, and what areas it is that if it's, so for example, if it's around Microsoft Build with CSP partner maturity, etc., come to me. So it's got what each one of those people are doing so that you know who to go to. And I'll leave this up in case you want to do a bit of a quick snapshot of that. But again, please, if there's anything that you need from us, reach out. We are here to help. So at the end of the day, how our model works is that the better you do, the better we do. And so that is why our job is to basically help mature you through, get you in through that growth stage, get you to that optimized stage, and really get you through that Microsoft maturity and that co-sell maturity so that we all grow together. So I'm going to leave it at that. If there's anything else, or if Dave, I don't know if you want to jump in and say anything here, but that's basically it. And I just really want to say thank you everyone so much for coming and joining us. This was our first one, and believe me, there were some nerves and there were some butterflies, and hopefully we all improve and we all get better as we go along. But again, really, really appreciate everyone for turning up.
Thanks, Nadia. No, the only addition is, and Mark, thanks for your question. In terms of the clarification or the qualification metrics for the workshops in a day and the entry point for the criteria for ASO, we'll share something with you, Mark. I don't think there's anything we've got, Nadia, that we can talk to directly from here, but yeah, we'll make sure that the qualification criteria for that, so you can align your CRMs to it, will be shared. We'll follow that up in the partner newsletter.
For sure. Awesome. Thanks, team.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
Look
Thank
forward
you
to you
all.
all on the 24th.
Look forward to it.
Thanks, that was great. Enjoyed it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. See you guys.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Mike.